I am Heather Orr, and this is my collection development project for LLLS 6134, where I've developed a plan to purchase quite a bit of resources for my library with the $10,500. In KDISD, what stands out to me about our mission statement is that we are trying to provide learning experiences designed to prepare and inspire each student to live an honorable, fulfilling life, to create the future. And so I've added to that the overview for this particular incentive would be to provide resources to allow our students learning experiences that they can relate to their lives and the lives of others in order to develop compassionate, creative citizens. And so I feel like this overview is in alignment with our district's mission statement and values. I'm really excited about Texas TEA rolling out the new standards for English language arts at all grade levels. And in order to support that, since it is so new for them, I felt like working with one of those teachers would be a great way to start using these funds. I decided to start with the GT 7th grade course and then hoping to add more resources to courses each year. Donald Miller said, "If we want children to see reading as anything more than a school job, we must give them the chance to choose their own books and develop personal connections to reading, or they never will." She's the author of The Book Whisperer and Reading in the Wild. Our library believes in what Donna Lynn Miller puts into practice, and that is that students need choice when it comes to reading. So we want to provide diverse books to encourage student choice while also tying those choices to the themes in the course that they're going to take. The debate: e-reading versus print media. In the Scientific American website article about paper versus e-reading, it stated that evidence from various reports indicates that modern screens and e-readers fail to adequately recreate certain tactile experiences of reading on paper that many people miss, and, more importantly, prevent people from navigating long texts in an intuitive and satisfying way. With this study in mind and all the previous studies that I've read about, rather than purchase ebooks, this library has opted for paper books. This is also done because the circulation of our paper books is much, much larger than the circulation of the ebooks. In fact, a lot of times students just ignore that it's there. They would have to add an app to their phone, and most of them don't want to do that. They don't really get to interact with the books the way they want to. I would say in an entire day of 6 classes for 45 minutes each, and having students reading in my classes every day, 3 kids might be on an e-reader as opposed to the other 125, 130 kids. So for this purpose, I have chosen paper books. In combination with tactile interaction, studies show that retention is better with paper books. Our current resources in the library has, technology-wise, we have 6 Chrome cards, and we have 2 computer labs, 13 iPad tabs with 10 in each, so 130 iPads. And books, of course. With most books, there's only 1 copy. Some have 2. A lot of the newer books will have an e-book copy as well as a paper copy. But as I stated, the e-book copies are almost always available because very, very few students actually check out books on the e-books. What we plan to add is 20 books in sets of 5, totaling 100 books, 10 iPads, 15 Chromebooks and a cart, a subscription to Storybird, Quizlet, and Tiki-Talkie. We really only had to have 3 subscriptions because so many apps and tools are available for free for schools to use. For these new resources, I've chosen the books from book lists compiled by ALA and Book Riot. They revolve around and support the themes for the first 2 units of the 7th grade ELA curriculum. And they are exceedingly diverse. Some are books in verse, some are memoirs, and many of them are fiction. The characters in the fiction book range from classical figures such as Sarah in The Secret Garden to more modern day characters as in books from Kwame Alexander. As far as technology, the Chromebooks and iPads, the students will be using apps for writing, creating timelines, and videos. The students will gain skills creating products about the theme in their novels. So they'll be able to translate what they're reading about in their books to a product that they're going to deliver to the whole class. In the new standards, in the introduction, it stated that students should engage in academic conversations, write, read, and be read to on a daily basis with opportunities for cross-curricular content and student choice. Student choice is key, and that is what I plan on giving them with the 20 different books that I'm ordering. It also says that oral language proficiency holds a pivotal role in school success. Verbal engagement must be maximized across grade levels. And this is another reason why these literature circle books will be so valuable. In a classroom discussion about one piece of text, you may only have 3 or 4 students engaged in discussion. But for literature circles, every child will have an opportunity to be engaged in discussing what they're learning about reading and writing. As far as the technology component in the standards, it says that students will use an appropriate mode of delivery, whether written, oral, or multimodal to present results. That multimodal piece definitely will tie into what they're capable of doing on the Chromebooks. In addition, students need to analyze characteristics of multimodal and digital text. Just because I'm not buying books that are digital books doesn't mean students will not have plenty of access to digital text. A lot of what they have is right there online. They read articles all the time. We use Common Lit, that's free, commonlit.org, with short stories and poetry and nonfiction. There's News ELA that students read current event articles on their level. Our school has Canvas, and a lot of the text can be put into Canvas by the teachers. So they get plenty of opportunity to interact with digital text and look at those characteristics. And with Chromebooks and iPads in the class, we will be able to do that. The plan. Our 7th grade GT course is only offered 1 time a day on our campus. And this makes it really hard for the teacher to utilize the space in the computer labs or to check out a Chrome cart or iPads because they feel like they're tying up a resource for the entire day for just this one course. So that's why I decided to start with the gifted class. These gifted students also participate more in project-based learning in that model. So a lot of times the teacher gives them some mini lessons and delivers them a mentor text, but from there on out, the students are very much immersed in a project that they might be collaborating on with peers or that they might be working on independently. So having access to technology on a daily basis will really help them incorporate what they're reading about and what they're learning about with the products that they have to create. The projection hope is that year 1 will roll this out to the GT English classes. And we'll kind of see where the problems lie. What did we run into? What issues came up? In year 2, we would like to roll this out to our reading lab class. This is, again, a class period where there's just one teacher. They have the students that are the struggling readers. What I would hope to do with year 2 is to add the digital text and have more iPads and less Chromebooks. And I would do this because studies show that struggling readers do prefer the ebooks. It doesn't look like they're reading a book. Other kids can't see if a book is on a very simple reading level, and they identify with it more because it's similar to the phones that they're used to using. In year 3, we would roll out hopefully a set to each of the other grade levels. The 7th grade can now share their set. The 7th grade GT English teacher can share their set with the other 7th grade classes. And then there would hopefully be a set for 6th and 8th grade. For training, our GT English teacher will need to attend PD with me on how to use the Chromebooks and the iPads, how to use the different apps. The Tiki-Talkie and Storybird offer webinars and trainings on how to use their services. They'll also go to trainings on using literature circles in the classroom. And then this teacher can turn around together with me and train other English language arts teachers. The reference to the article, The Reading Brain in the Digital Age, and I thank you so much for your time.